Bang naging personal experience ninyo sa pagboto, Attorney Rico? Let's start with that.
Alam mo, Peter and Rica, hindi naman ako politiko, no? But what I'm seeing is that there are some developments that might be auguring well sa ating demokrasya.
Aha.
And I will not mention the events that would trigger that answer that I'm giving right now. Marami ng ating mga kababayan ang tumitingin sa mga credentials at saka ang worthiness nila as elected officials, no?
Yeah.
Marami na tayong nakikita ngayon at hindi natin nakikita dati yon. Isa na doon ang ibang mga political dynasties ay nabubuwag na unti-unti. Kaya yung advocacy yan po namin ay diyan nakatuon at we believe that would be a very good start now.
Yeah.
And we can continue on pushing our advocacy along that line.
At ang sabi nga ng iba pong mga analyst, and I don't know whether you share the same sentiment, ito na po daw yung eleksyon kung saan nagsisimula ang generational divide. So iba yung binoboto ng mga magulang, iba yung ibinoboto ng mga anak. Would you agree?
I agree with that, Peter, because tayo ewan ko lang kung kaedad kita or kasama tayo sa klase, no? At tayong mga baby boomers, biglang nagugulat na laman, di ba? Yung Gen Z and the other generations, nakikita natin na nakikinig na sila. At namimili na sila ng tunay na kanilang liderato.
Yes,
so let's continue on that, we build on that so that we will have a future for our kids, our grandchildren, and the future generations as well for our democratic polity.
Ayan.
Maganda po na na-mention nyo po na yung mga bagong henerasyon, no, ng mga millennial, ng mga Gen Z ay nagsisimula na nga rin pong mag-isip, lalo na po sa kanilang mga binoboto. So it's shaping a different face for the Congress that we're facing sa susunod nga po na pagbubukas. Ano po? Ngayon po, napasok na si Senator Leila De Lima at si Attorney Chel Jokno doon sa magiging panibagong team ng House of Representatives Prosecution. At alam naman po natin that these two persons have been very vocal sa kanilang pagsulong ng impeachment case laban kay VP Sara Duterte. Sa tingin niyo po ba magkakaroon ng difference etong pagdagdag nitong dalawang personality na ito doon po sa current prosecution team ngayon, sir?
I think malaki ang kanilang partisipasyon at kahalagahan ng kanilang partisipasyon. Not so much to denigrate the credentials of the 11 or so public prosecutors. So, makakatulong sila para tingnan nila mabuti. These are seasoned litigators, no? Si Attorney Chel Jokno at saka si former Senator De Lima, whom I am very familiar with because kasama ako sa Defense Counsel niya.
Oo nga pala.
So, ang sinasabi ko lang dito ay nabibigyan ng buhay at sigla ang petition process. At ang pag-present ng ebidensya, which we all know, this is a numbers game, di ba? Kung makakonvict si VP Sara or hindi. At ito ay political exercise as well. But ito, pag napakita natin lahat ng mga ebidensya laban sa akusado, which Chel Jokno and Senator De Lima will be able to contribute, as the other private prosecutors as well as the public prosecutors, makikita ng tao. It's more important na makita ng tao ano ang nangyari. At patunayan natin, establish natin ang ebidensya against the accused sa impeachment. Yan ang importante. Hindi dapat manalo o hindi. Although, of course, we want to know kung anong resulta, definitely. But definitely, it is not to punish the accused, but to expel her from the political environment, because that is actually, the impeachment process is not actually to punish the accused, but to disqualify her from future political contests.
Si Attorney Chel po, Attorney Rico, may experience now when it comes to impeachment trials. Ano po? What do you think his experience can bring to the table? Pero magkaiba naman din po kasi ng nature yung impeachment trial before at saka yung impeachment trial ni VP Sara ngayon.
Magkaiba nga, pero the pieces of evidence, the admissibility of evidence that they will be presenting sa impeachment court will be probably the same rule, under the same rules of evidence that might be, although strictly speaking, ang impeachment trial is not based on the rules of court that we have right now. It can be actually modified depending upon the Senate rules and regulations. But in any event, ang importante dito, mapakita ang katotohanan, ano bang nangyari, at to prove ang mga charges sa impeachment court.
Okay, let's talk about the possible split sa Senate po when it comes to the decision for the impeachment trial of VP Sara. Ano po, Attorney Rico? 24 po, magiging kompleto na po, no? 24 senators na po yan. Tama po ba?
Opo, tama po
Okay,
yan.
so 24. Kung kinakailangan ng 2/3 of the vote to convict or to impeach, that would mean 16 votes dapat ang kailangan. Therefore, kung 16 ang kailangan, yung kabilang panig can only go up until 8. Tama po ba? So, based on what is now, official na halos na naiboto na nga yung top 12. Opo. So, how do you think from a numbers perspective, ang magiging split sa decision on the impeachment of VP Sara, Attorney Rico?
It will be an uphill climb to get the 2/3 required by the Constitution. But definitely, we cannot discount the possibility that other, or 10 of them, I understand, senators will be able to find the truth and in their conscience be with the public once we have proven the evidence against the accused. So, manatili pa rin tayong, let's keep our faith na yung mga iba na taliwas ngayon ay sasama, at pag nakita na nilang ebidensya, sasabihin nila, dapat i-convict na natin ng accused.
Do you think yung pong pushback o backlash mula sa public can actually alter yung tinatawag nga nila na numbers game sa resulta nitong magiging impeachment trial?
That's very true, Peter, kasi ang atin naman politika at saka ang political parties naman hindi naman based on politics and principles. No? Wala silang ideological underpinning sa kanilang parties, most of them. A few of them would have. So in other words, very, very volatile ang kanilang loyalty and kanilang discretion and their perception. So pwede magbago sila in the middle of, for example, during the corona impeachment, ang dami nagbago, right? So that would be a very good indication that the senator judges would be able to find out exactly what happened, and they will eventually decide whatever in favor of the impeachment.
May bago pong pronouncement ang Vice President na siya mismo ang gagawa ng magsusulat ng batas laban sa political dynasty kahit na belong siya sa political dynasty. I know this is malayo dun sa pinag-uusapan nating impeachment, but her saying this, maraming tatamaan sa Senado dahil napakarami po sa kanila na belonging in a political dynasty. What do you think is the reason why sinabi niya ito ngayon? Do you think yung pronouncement niya ito might affect the senator's thoughts doon sa impeachment trial, or is this another matter altogether?
Well, hindi ko pangungunahan, hindi ko prejudge si VP Sara, but again, we have to look at her record in telling the truth and acting what she said. No? So, hindi ko pangungunahan siya. But the thing is, this is actually a strategy in the context of the impeachment process. So, kung tatalabing strategy yun, and I'd like to see, ngayon, kung talagang against political dynasty, sabihin niya sa kanyang mga kamag-anak, mag-resign na ngayon. This early. At bigay na sa pangalawang nanalo sa kanila. If she's really true to that, okay, if she's really truthful about that, she should show it and model na mag-resign na para mabigyan na mga dating mga qualified na electors na hindi nanalo, na electorates, na hindi nanalo mga kandidato. Mag-resign na lang sila para pakita nila sa tao, naku, napakagandang tingin sa kanya yan ng mga madlang tao.
Yeah, still on the aspect of dynasty, Attorney Rico, no ha? Isa ito sa mga sorrowful mysteries sa ating political kasi
political sphere ng Pilipinas.
Diba, meron nasa constitution na bawal ang dynasty, wala namang enabling law. Tapos pinag-uusapan din po namin, isasama ko na yung 3 piso kada registered voter ang pwedeng gastusin, ang gumagasta na ng 3.5 billion yung ibang mga
political
kandidato.
dynasty, oo.
Parang we're going around in circles. Hindi naman natin mabigyan ng tamang pressure or impetus, as the case may be, ang mga lawmakers to once and for all do the right thing. Your thoughts, please, Attorney Rico.
Yeah, you're very correct, no? Kasi ako, ad hominem na sinasabi ko dito sa ating mga interviews, no? 38 years had passed and no enabling law under Section 26, Article 2. So, 38 years pa ba tayo maghihintay? Ngayon, ang question dito, ang public office is a public trust, and that goes also with the public accountability. Kung hindi magbapas ng voluntarily ng batas against dynasties dito, dapat merong isang co-equal branch of government to tell them, okay, pass the legislation that is mandatorily required by Section 26, Article 2, which is anti-dynasty law. Wala pang nangyayari dito. Maghihintay pa ba tayo ng 38 years agad para hindi natin na makamit ito?
Magkasing tanda
So,
pa lang.
yun ang ating ginagawa. Ang tao na magsasabi sa kanila, meron mga indications ang tao nagsasabi at nababasa natin sa social media and even the traditional press, nakikita natin na snowballing na ang effect ng ating advocacy against anti-dynasty, against dynasties.
Yes.
So, dapat makinig na ngayon ang dapat makinig at sabihin sa Kongreso na 80% ay anti-dynasty, ay puro dynasties, 80%, dapat baguhin na nilang pagtingin nila. Probably, they can even take the lead or answer the lead of VP Sara, assuming that is correct and truthful.
Yeah. At palagay nyo ba medyo magiging ganado na rin ang Supreme Court to sa Pilipino na magparamdam naman on this issue?
Alam mo, Peter, kasi ako petitioner doon Kasi ako sa petition, baka ma-sub judice ako. Pero, diba, ako ang petitioner kasi ako mga kaklase ko, si Lili Trinidad, si Jesse Roracion, at saka si George Cabildo, mga kaklase ko sa College of Law 76 batch yan. Pag sinabi ko sa iyo, tumugon ako sa iyo kung ano man ang gusto kong mangyari, isa-sub judice ako. Pero ang aking hope is that the entire country will realize that dynasties, political dynasties, should be removed from the electoral climate and electoral environment. Because wala tayong mangyayari sa atin because it is the root cause of graft and corruption and other ails of a very undemocratic polity. It is only that thrives, that kind of system only thrives in authoritarian democracy.
Ayan.
Okay.
So yung nakikita natin.
Opo. Mag-text po tayong dalawa, hindi naman siguro sub-judice yun.
Malaman
Gladly,
natin.
alam ko ang cellphone mo. Text ko sa'yo, pati si Rika.
Attorney Rica, maraming
Thank you,
salamat.
Attorney Rica. Good morning.
It's always a pleasure and a joy.
Salamat sa inyo. Thank you very much.